So, Skybourne is this new, well, not new, but it's a series I randomly came across when I was going through back issues on, Comics Unlimited or whatever. Because I've been reading a lot of comics on there, and yeah, this I found this 5 issue series. Now, unfortunately, they only have the first 3 issues on the service. The last two you do have to buy. Apparently, I don't know if they're going to add it eventually or just going to always keep it that way. But I was really intrigued by the base story of the pitch, and when I started reading it, I was just really glued to it, and I was actually reading through them pretty quick. I usually don't, me personally, I usually don't read 2 to 3 issues of a comic book at one time right away. I usually have to take breaks and stuff. It's just the way I am. I have a hard time sitting down and focusing on comics that long, or really anything, a book, anything. I have a hard time focusing on anything like that. But this was really entertaining. I really enjoyed it. It's basically, the easiest way to summarize the story is that it is James Bond set in a fantasy sword and sorcery type of setting, where the main character is basically a secret agent, but he's also an immortal that's been living for thousands of years, and he's super strong, and basically he doesn't want to live anymore. He has an immortal sister that, spoiler alert, it's not really a spoiler alert because it happens really quickly in the series, but his sister is killed by Merlin, who is found Excalibur after all these years, and Excalibur is what he needs to destroy the world, because in this story, Merlin is basically like a nature-loving kind of eco-terrorist that wants to purge the human race. And it's really interesting. I mean, it's crazy. It's just a crazy mix of all kinds of different elements thrown in. It feels like an espionage story at times, and at times it feels like you're reading King Arthur. It's really interesting how it jumps from those perspectives. And what I felt was most coolest thing about this book was the main character himself. He's like this hero that is like clearly past his prime. His heart's not in it anymore. He wants to die. Apparently he's gone through several wives, and he just doesn't want to live anymore. But he can't seem to kill himself. He can't find anything that can do it. So he's out in hiding, living in the Tibet or China, and his sister's murdered. And when his sister being murdered is what brings him back to the game to try to stop Merlin to save the day. But it was really interesting because I feel like deep down he's part of him wants to get revenge for his sister, but I feel like the other part was that he kind of wants to die, and now that he knows there's something out there that can kill people like him and his sister, he wants to feel that too, and that's really interesting kind of character motivation, or development to me. Because there's even a scene that kind of feels morbid, but there's even a scene where he's standing over his sister's dead body in the morgue, and he basically says, "You always were the lucky one," which is implying that living is such a horrible thing for him that he feels like his sister being dead, it was a release for her, and that she got to be lucky and she got to escape this world, where he's still living in it. And that's just crazy to me. I love stuff like that. You can dig really deep into it, I feel like. And the art's actually pretty good. The action's top notch. There's all kinds of crazy stuff happening. There's dragons flying around, destroying stuff. There's dragons fighting military operatives and helicopters. I mean, it's just this really cool mix of stuff going on, and I just thought it was really cool. And yeah, you guys should check it out. If you guys have a Comixology online, or Unlimited, you should check it out. Give it a read. If not, if you can find a trade somewhere, maybe give it a read. It's by Boom Studios, so I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a really fresh take. It's actually by a pretty big creative team, or this Frank Cho. He's apparently a pretty big writer, artist. I haven't really read anything else with him in it, but this was actually pretty good, so I might check him out later on in the future. But yeah, definitely give this a chance, guys. I think it was really good. As always, see you guys later.